Mm, 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 mm. Come on. There it goes. What's going on, people? For those of you that are in here, thank you once again for joining in. This should be fun. This should be fun. So, today was good. Actually, it was really good today. So, again, it was a good Monday. We had some nice stocks to watch to begin with. And, so let's talk ECYT for a second, right? So this is one, ooh, you just got hit hard. Damn. That is where my short I was looking for. That's rough. I missed that. Okay, well, ECYT, that was one today that just absolutely killed it. What's up, dude? Wealthy Creations, nice to see you in here, bud. I'm glad to have you here. Can you hear me okay? Is like the video all right? It's not going in and out or anything like that? Just want to make sure. Seems like it's all right. So yeah, I just wanted to, we're going to hop back on for lunch and see what's up with the market. So we can talk ECYT for a second. So there was a gentleman today in the live stream, in the chat, and he mentioned ECYT, and I want to give him all the credit. I honestly have no idea who it was. There may have been a few people, but I want to give you guys all the credit on that one because you guys did a great job on spotting that one. I didn't even see it, and even when it was mentioned to me, for whatever reason, I just I didn't see it, and that partially plays a role in the fact that while we're on the live stream and going over them so fast, it's hard to get far as what they're going to do right off the top of my head like that without taking a deep look at it. And it's okay. I want to give whoever shouted that out and those people, great job on spotting ECYT. For me, I spotted, I was able to find CAPR and the other one, which was SRAX. So great job to the member who found ECYT. And CAPR did absolutely phenomenal too. So altogether, ECYT is up well, now it's not, but it eventually made highs of about 80% gains today, close to roughly somewhere around there. So ECYT, I honestly feel that it's definitely worth keeping on watch for the rest of the day. Sure, it just had a big drop, but that big drop is due to the fact that when you look at the daily, and actually, let me pop over so you guys can share my screen here 1 second, and then I'll actually bring up the camera so you can also see my beautiful face. All right, 1 second here. Let me get all this good stuff in order. All right, file, a new movie recording, and bam. There's that. Pull it over there. View, float on top. Solid. Now we're rocking, and now we're rolling. All right, so I'm on ECYT, right? So again, right? So yeah, everybody who made money today, thank you. Not thank you. So anybody who made money today, that is absolutely phenomenal. And thumbs up, dude. Give your guys selves a pat on the back or whatever. Get your guys some lunch. Get some food in you. Whatever you got to do. But great job because we just mentioned them or I just mentioned them and you pulled the trigger. That's all it comes down to. You're the one who makes the decision to get on the stock and get out when you do. And if you're able to capitalize and make some money, that's all we're really looking for. We're not. I'm not a stock guru. I wouldn't call myself a guru. I don't ever really plan. I mean, if that's what somebody wants to call me, then fine. So be it. I'm just your regular average Joe college student who has a strong passion for trading stocks. And I feel that anybody can do it. It really is more of an emotional game than anything. But looking at ECYT a little bit more. So if you're looking at it right now, you'll know that it just took a huge drop at right from 288. It just really dropped. Okay, so ECYT, I mean, if you look at here, let me delete this out of the way. So it makes sense right here. So if you see that it had some resistance right in this area, and that's kind of where the stock stopped, right in that 289, 280 area. If you're looking at the 1 year day chart, you'll notice it has some resistance there. And it really just kind of got stopped out, right? Now, it's possible because it's up 80% that it could come back. But that was a really strong drop at 288, 289. So it really has some strong resistance there. So I think that if this can bounce back from where it's at and potentially go back to retest 288, 289, then we could see a nice move into power hour trading. So I'll definitely keep ECY or ECYT on watch for a test of like 288. But really, I'd want to get in over $3. Okay, that's what would make the most sense to me. So Daniels, again, it's power hour. It's just hard to tell at lunchtime, right? So what I'm going for power hour, what I'm gonna watch. I mean, there's so many stocks. I mean, and honestly, right now, to give you guys a heads up, I am in the process of developing some more scans and back testing them as always for things like power hour. And so I'm working on some different scans that can hopefully pick up some more stuff for us. But ECYT, I'd keep on watch for power hour. I haven't looked at a CAPR for a little bit. So let me see. Let me take a look at CAPR here. But, you know, if you look at the 1 minute back to ECYT 1 minute, you know, it just suffered that huge drop. But it makes sense. I mean, it tried to retest this level, the 280s area level, quite a few times. So it's not surprising. And now it's kind of holding up on the 200 in the VWAP. But let's take a look here at CAPR. Okay, so CAPR struggling. It's really not holding anymore. And actually, that would have been a good short play for me there in this area, but kind of missed that. And it is what it is. It doesn't really matter. You can't catch them all. Just like the Pokemon. You want to catch them all, but you can't catch them all. So CAPR, I wouldn't really watch for the rest of the day. And here's the thing, is ECYT is the only one that I've kind of kept up to date as far as power hour trading may go. What patterns? So I have a few different patterns over there. Actually, I don't even have to look at them anymore, and they should be over here. I put those up a while ago, but those patterns on my wall are a few breakouts. They're like U-shaped breakouts, descending triangle pattern breakouts, pennants, bear flags, bull flags, so on and so forth. That basically, you know, if I'm ever just laying in my bed, I can literally look up at that wall, and just having them in front of my face allowed me to recognize the patterns very well. And now I have no problem spotting them out when I'm actually trading. So I would say keep ECYT definitely on a watch. Okay, that could be a potential power hour play. What was another one? Somebody said MNKD. MNKD. So yeah, MNKD took a huge drop out of the gates, and that was not that I said it was going to take a huge drop, but I mean, if you look at pre-market trading, right, we had that clear resistance line drawn here in the $2.50 area, and that's what I said. I made it kind of clear. I said it's got to break 245s, 250s to want to go long. Other than that, it's not very promising. So it took a huge drop, and it decided to come back up. So something like that's holding some pretty strong trend, actually. I mean, if you look at it, it's got a pretty strong trend. So you could watch MNKD for potential power hour play if it holds that trend. What's the other one? So let's take a look at HMNY as well. HMNY is kind of fighting to come back a little bit, or it did. But like I remember I said this morning on HMNY, and I know some of you guys aren't short traders, but you'll get there eventually. You'll have the account where you can short sell. And you'll love the fact that I go over short trading now as well. VHC broke new high today, 20% gain, pulled back to original high. All right, we'll take a look at VHC for sure. But yeah, for example, let's see. Look at HMNY. Remember today I said that $14 from its previous high of day yesterday. It's holding up as a strong resistance. I said if for whatever reason HMNY can't break through 14.18. I'll look at taking a short, and sure enough, that's what I did right in here in this area. Once I noticed it couldn't get through, I shorted it, caught this drop down. I covered half position, and then I pretty much just let the rest ride out all the way until this area once it started curling back up. So that was fun. That was good. And once again, this is all still in my demo account. So I'm kind of frustrated again because I really thought my clearance was going through today, and it didn't, but should be this week. I would have been able to catch this short, but either way. So a little bit frustrating, but it's okay. So again, HMNY is one of those ones that it's fighting to come back right now. It's probably not going to, and there's still a lot of room to short this stock, and I think that's what I'll be doing the next couple days as well. Roku took a nice drop out of the gates. That one was fun. Caught a little short here before we had a little reversal trade. What is that one? Yeah, I would say reversal red to green, debatable. June, I honestly don't know for that question. It uses real time. Yeah, you probably can. I would assume so. I don't see why not. So let's take a look at VHC real quick. For Schlapp 07, 007, VHC. So this was one of those gaps in the morning. And yeah, it did okay actually. It was a slow mover up till 636. Now it's seeing a little bit of a downtrend here, kind of sold off. Kind of just hanging out in the VWAP, losing volume. So not crazy about it. I just think that, let me run a scan here as well. I mean, that's going to be my best option as well. Let's up this guy. And that's what I mean is I'm working on some scans right now for power hour trading, which is basically going to scan for stocks that have obnoxious volume spikes throughout the day, where it's trading or it's, you know, over the past 15 minutes, its average volume is trading up by more than like 700 or 1,000%, and that should be able to help us. But hi, Isaac. Glad to see you in here, bud. I appreciate that. Really do. So again, I'm working on some scans here that should be able to pick up some new stuff for power hour trading. CATV. All right, we'll take a look at CYTR here in a little bit, but CATV, yeah, CATV is on some of the leading percent gainers. Oh wow, yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty strong. So let's look at the daily, see if we have any resistance or anything like that. So no, we don't have really any moving average resistance, but so we don't have moving average resistance. It's right smack dab at, it is right at resistance right here, this price point where it peaked out before. That's where the resistance is at, right in that area. So it might have a little bit of resistance in this 280 area. That's definitely a foreseeable thing. Let me move this over here, actually. So it's almost filled its entire gap. So I think that CATV could definitely have some potential today if it continues this trend, right? So it has a pretty strong trend. Oop. So it does have a pretty strong trend right now, and it's forming pretty nicely. So I think if it can continue this trend, that over $3 might be a good way to get in on this one for power hour trading, that is. But it's so hard to predict which are going to move for power hour and which won't. So I definitely think that, Daniel, you're kind of spot on. I think that CATV is worth watching today for maybe even power hour. All right. Okay, so let's also take a look at CYTR. So let's look at the daily first. I would say that it's probably not a good time to buy in. All right, let me put it that. Not that I don't think it's a good time to buy in. I just think that CYTR is a pretty bad stock. It trades on extremely low volume now. So when in these areas right here, when we had these bounces, the bounce kind of happened, right? So we've already kind of passed through bounce point, and we're fumbling on like 40 cents area. I just think that, I mean, you can watch it, right? You don't want to buy something unless you've been signaled that it's actually going to turn around, right? So that's another thing with buying on support areas. You don't want to buy on support just because the stock price is resting on support or it's very near support. You want to get some type of confirmation that there is a support there, and in fact, buyers or traders are recognizing it and the price is turning around. So I would say wait a little bit until you see some type of confirmation that the price is actually turning around. And at this point, it really doesn't look so. It kind of just looks sloppy. And you know, and here's the other thing, right? And the other thing about something like CYTR is that I stress it all the time. There is no point in watching these stocks with low volume, because you can more than easily make money trading something else with volume, and they're very easy to find. Hoping that something like CYTR will turn around is a hope, and you're better off just trading the stuff that has high volume already. Let's take a look here at PKD. Is that one PKD? Yeah, no, I just wouldn't mess with it. I mean, let's see the daily. So again, PKD has never once spiked. So you got to ask yourself, are you trying to day trade this or swing trade this? You would never day trade something like this. You would only swing trade. And even so, you know, for example, PKD, let's just look back on this month where my cursor's at. It took a whole month for it to move. So it moved 29, actually 46%. That was a big move, right? But it took all month to do that. So you'd have to be willing to hold a position all month to make about $1 move. And that was the most it's ever moved, right? And quite frankly, for the past couple months, it's only been moving in penny values. So there's not much room for, you know, growth there. Let's see. Yeah, so all around, I think that today was a good day. It sounds like tons of people made money on ECYT and CAPR, and that's really what we were aiming for. I didn't know ECYT was going to make the move that it did, but you know, there was a shout it out. So either way, I mean, that's what makes me happy. I love hearing that people make money, I make money, and that's the game plan. And just like today, we said, don't go in there being scared. Go in there, you know, already knowing that you're risking. So just don't let the fear get to you, because you're going to end up losing that way. SRAX, okay, SRAX, we didn't even look at that one yet. So this was another one mentioned today in the morning, and it did okay. It was a little choppy, right? Course it was. There was some chopping going on for sure, but there was a little bit of room to make some money on this trade today. But again, most of the volume and most of the eyes were on ECYT and CAPR. Okay, Chuck Norris lifestyle. All right, we'll take a look at SGMO here real quick. Oh yeah, SGMO is ripping today. Let me look at this daily chart. Yeah, SGMO is definitely ripping. I think, you know, personally right now, it's a little high to want to take a position. It is kind of off support a little bit. It is a little extended, so I don't think that right now is a good time to actually get in on it. But I think if you're already in on the stock, definitely keep it on close watch. You know, it's performing pretty well. You're at 1635. You're coming close to the 17 mental area of resistance. So keep it on watch. But SGMO is definitely ripping. Been on a good uptrend these past couple days. Little extended to want to enter a position right now. But I would wait for it a little bit. If you're trying to enter, wait for it to come back down to some support areas first. So IZAA. Oh, yeah, so I was thinking of a different stock when I typed this in. So, yeah, IZAA ended up, it makes sense what it did today. It's just trappy. I mean, there's people that want to short it, people that want to go long. It just has no clue what the hell it wants to do. And I don't really think IZAA is coming into more of a trappy situation in which I really wouldn't mess with it too much. And again, look at this daily chart. Look at all these dojis. It's just all over the place, and it's really, there's no clear direction at this point. I've been looking to short IZAA for the past week, and it's just, I've been in some, but it's just not going the way I would anticipate, right? So I really wouldn't mess around with IZAA too much just by looking at these doji candles. It's really all over the place, so you're very likely to get trapped. And what I mean by that is you could take a long, and the next thing you know, you're getting pushed down because shorts want to short it, and then shorts are trying to short, and then they get trapped, and then they get squeezed, and that's what's been happening. That's why we have all these doji candles. It's just a ton of it just doesn't know what direction it wants to really go, and it's causing people to get trapped around in there. Another one, RGLS. Let's see. Actually, RGLS kind of has a good yearly chart. I do like what it's doing right now. Not the only issue, I mean, it looks pretty good. It really does. Let me look at this chart. Let me look at the minute chart. So, I mean, it does look good, but it's one of those low volume stocks. It just doesn't move quick enough. And it may not be liquid enough sometimes. But it's okay. It's not bad. It has potential, right? You know, you can see that it's on an uptrend, so it has that going for it. It's right on a bunch of support. I mean, it has numerous supports, 900, 50, 20, all in this area. The only really concern is that you have your 200 moving average right at $1.66. So you have, you have resistance 16 cents above where the price is at right now, maybe 20 cents above where the price is at right now. So that's the only thing I could imagine you might run into here pretty soon. Let me take a look at the overall market. Haven't really done that today. So again, SPY is just continuing to grind higher. All right, SPY continuing to grind higher. So that's good. That just means the overall market's still going strong. But as we stated last time, it is losing volume. It's clear that it's losing volume. It's clear that there's a bearish divergence, and chances are we might see the overall market drop here pretty soon. Let's see, Rad.
You don't see live stream?
Nope. Let's see. So Rad. I mean, I wouldn't worry. We've gone over Rad quite a few times. I think that you really shouldn't focus on Rad. It's a clear dying industry. The stock has been downtrending for the past year. Don't mess with it. I think that honestly, long story short, just I think what you guys need to do is just start focusing on the high volume stocks of the day. Wouldn't you much rather play something like ECYT or CAPR today rather than, RAD or RGLS and things like that? I think that's really where you guys should focus more of the attention at. Do you think SRX will pop again? I'm still holding with some loss in 3-1. Okay, so let's look at yeah, Paul, for sure. I mean, I will definitely have a video of shorting stocks, and I mean, there's so much to go over, right? But we'll definitely get there, no doubt. SRAX. So SRAX is probably not going to pop again. All right. To answer your question, SRAX is most likely not going to pop again. All right. So, and the reason is because it's a penny stock. These tend to run up, and then when they run up, they come down. Another thing to mention is you have your volume weighted average price here, and your volume weighted average price is at 305. So it's possible that it will come back up to retest 305. But if you look at the volume, there is absolutely no volume to push the price up again. So chances of the actual stock coming back up is very unlikely. All right. So, and you got in at 301. So here's the thing: is you got in at 301, right? And then you never, I mean, you know, I don't want to say it was wrong of you, but you should at least took some profits on that move up to 345. Maybe even sell half of the position and then, you know, maybe hold the rest. But once it broke below the volume weighted average price, that was a clear kind of get out. Or when right here, like, right, for example, we see it go up, as soon as it breaks through this 9 moving average, the uptrend is gone. The intraday uptrend has then stopped on that move. And that's for sure where you should have kind of got out, and you would have been able to lock in about a 20-cent profit for sure. So it's okay, you know, it happens. But to answer your question, SRAX is probably not going to come back for today. Going in ECYT to fit. How do I put the support lines in the same chart with candlesticks? So I guarantee what you're thinking about is, how do I have how is it that my support lines and all these lines I draw show up on this chart while at the same time showing up on all the other charts at the same time? I think that's what you're asking. So if you come up here, you see how I just click this little box? Right, so if you click this little box, you'll have a drop down of a bunch of different colors, and this is what's called linking your chart. So when you come in here, you know, if I click this one red and I click, you know, now it's different. Now this chart is different and it no longer correlates with this chart. So your colors have to be the exact same, and then whatever you put on this chart will go on this chart as long as they're linked. So yeah, so it's all good. You know, you'll definitely come back with a little better knowledge. You know, definitely take a look, if you haven't already, definitely look at the video I have on moving averages and the volume weighted average price, and that can help you determine sometimes exiting a position. All right, so I definitely think that's a worthwhile watch. And Elise, for you asking about ECYT, you're saying get in 250. Let's see, or potentially get in 250. Or 350 or whatever, 250. So yeah, your best bet for an entry. So not really. I wouldn't say 250. So look at this, right? You have your resistance on ECYT up here, right? So this is where your resistance is at 288, 290. Your volume weighted average price is this dotted line. That is at 239, 240. So if you get in at 250, you know, you can, you know, 250 is not bad, actually. I mean, it's like right here. Really, we want to see it hold this uptrend. But the idea here is that this is your range now, okay, for where this is support, this dotted line is support, and this is your daily resistance right now. So your range is from 240 to 288, which is a 48-cent range that you have to play with, all right? With that being said, buying in at 250, you still have a 10-cent risk down to your support. So the closer you can get in to the support, the better you have as far as your risk. Because the closer you get in, you know, if you get in at 243, technically you're only 3 cents off support. So the closer you can get into the VWAP, the better. But on the flip side, this price may never come back down to retest that 240 level, okay? You're gonna have to go to your edit studies to do your volume on the chart. Merge by Sprint being run. Yeah, Sprint is a piece. It's dying, you know, it's just not a great company anymore. So again, you know, it's hard to say what Sprint's gonna do. I mean, again, you know, a merger deal, now they're at $7. I mean, that's just kind of the thing where you would have just shoulda, woulda, coulda, loved to, shorta. So, you know, I'm glad I'm able here to answer some of your guys' questions. You know, this is kind of what I'd just like to do during this time period, is just kind of sit back, answer some questions you guys have, and go from there. But yeah, so honestly, if I were to have to pick, I think that for power hour trading today, I would keep most of my eyes, most of my time focused on ECYT. I think that that's where the most of the volume's at today, and that's where most of the traders are looking right now, and that's where I'd focus my attention. That's where the people are at. That's where you can have the most potential for the move. And again, like I said, I'm developing new scanners to kind of help for power hour trading and for stocks to pop out of the blue. So still developing those. So when they are ready, these lunchtime recaps may be able to be a little bit more efficient just because of the scanners that I'll have operating and running. But again, power hour trading doesn't start till 3 o'clock, right? So those moves are going to start happening at 3 o'clock. So even being able to call them out now, kind of tough, right? So let's see. So SLAP, the dotted white line is called the VWAP, VWAP, and that's the volume weighted average price. By far one of the best indicators you can use when it comes to day trading, and I really recommend getting that on your chart there. All right, so that's really all I got for you guys today. And like I said, we'll do this every Monday. We'll do it Wednesday and Friday. You know, and here's the thing is I really, you know, as I get better at these lunchtime recaps, the idea is that I'll just have more information for you guys, or just kind of bring some more effort or you know, value to the table. The pre-market live streams are great because it kind of sets you guys up for the day as far as what stocks that are going to be moving, right? You know, that gives you a game plan. This is just kind of a recap, and so, you know, I like doing it, and as long as you guys see value, then I think there's a purpose to keep doing it, right? So all right, we can go over, yeah, we'll do that real quick. So when it comes to doing, can you discuss stop order and entry order and how and when to know where to put them? So there's a lot to that. There is no one good answer to your question there. Exclusive fresh, right? So there's no one good answer, right? So when it comes to doing or just placing any order, right, you got to know it all comes down to where you want to enter, right? So if you're looking at buying a stock that's $1 and there can be a potential breakout above $1, you don't want to buy the stock at 98 cents. You don't want to buy it at 99. You don't want to buy it at $1. You want to buy it at 101. You want to buy it for the break after the dollar, okay? And so when taking an entry, so for me, for example, I no longer use Robinhood. There's just, for my trading, it's just not worth it. I do very quick, fast trading, right? So it's not worth it. But for me, all I have to do is hit one button. I hit a hotkey. So for an example, right, this is kind of how my stuff works. When I'm trading, you know, I wish you could actually see it, but either way, when I'm trading, all I have to do is hit the number 1 key, and I automatically add 250 shares. I hit the number 2 key, I add 1,000 shares, right? So for me, let's say I want to go in 2,000 shares. All I have to do is go 1, 2. I now have 2,000 shares ready to go, and then all I have to do is hit buy to execute my limit order, or I just hit short to execute my short order. So all I have to do is go boom, boom, buy, boom, boom, sell, boom, boom, buy, boom, boom, sell. And here's the other thing is I'm not restricted to pattern day trading, right? So when it comes to me exiting orders, it makes it easier for me because if I go in 2,000 shares and I'm automatically up a few $100, I automatically go sell half of my position. I can automatically just sell half of my position, locking in those profits, and then I can let those other 1,000 shares kind of just go with the flow and run because I know that I've already made money, so I can just put my stop at break even for the rest of those 1,000 shares or a little bit above break even to lock in a little bit more profit, right? And only 14. So let's see. It's so yeah, so like the arrows, you can use the arrows too. So again, it just comes down, it's all about, and here's the thing is I'll do another video on, you know, like risk management, where you can put stops, where you can expect targets at, you know. And I think that when you guys develop the skills and you become better and you guys get like your whole setup going and you're working with computers like me, and freaking I have 2 monitors, 2 laptops, right? And you know, later this month, I'm actually going to buy probably another 2 monitors, or maybe in the next 2 months, I'm going to buy another 2 monitors. So I have the whole setup, right? I have a lot going on, as to where some of you guys may just be trading with a laptop and you only have 1 screen to view at a time, right? So it makes it a little bit harder. buys, limit buys, market orders, and don't be afraid to do market orders. There's tons of people out there that are they spread the wrong vibe on market orders. Market orders can be very good to use. You just have to know when's the right time to use them. People will stress it to you and push this fear into your head that when you use a market order, you're going to get automatically filled at the craziest price and then you're going to get screwed around. That's not the case. Market order goes by whatever the market is offering, right? So if you're looking at buying a stock that's $1 on the bid, and then you're looking at buying it, but on the ask, it's 1 cent difference, right? So you have bid is $1, ask is $1.01. If you put in a market order, you're not going to get filled at $1.20, $1.05, because there is no way to purchase it at $1.05. No one is offering a price to buy at $1.05. The ask is $1.01. So when you put in your market order, you're going to get filled at $1.01. So now you need the bid to increase by at least 1 cent. That way, if you sell on a market order, you'll get filled at $1.01. So this is the way it works. When you place a market order, you get filled on the ask. If you place a market order to sell, you get filled on the bid. Okay? That's the difference. So yes, if you go and buy a stock, a market order, and the stock has a spread of 10 cents, meaning that bid is $1 and the ask is $1.10, you'll get filled at $1.10 and you'll automatically be in the red 10 cents a share, because if you go to put in a market order, the only person willing to buy is buying at $1. Okay? So that's where you need to be careful with market orders. You have to make sure you're watching your level 2 to understand what the spread is, because if you put in a market order to buy a stock and the spread is $1, let's say that the bid is $20 and the ask is $21, you'll get filled at $21 and now you'll be down $1 a share, and you're going to need the bid to increase by at least $1 to break even if you sell a market order. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to end it there. I will make sure to get around to a video on market order, limit buy, limit sell, stop limit buy, shorting, and hotkeys and all that good stuff, so you guys can keep up and learn, you know, and keep going forward, right? So I will see you guys tomorrow morning for pre-market, and hopefully we can find some more good stocks. And with that being said, I will not have a lunch break recap like today. It's only on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, guys? So you guys take care and keep grinding and make the money, and don't be afraid to trade, okay? You've already, like I said this morning and on that post, literally every day you wake up to trade on the stock market, you are literally opening up the door for major risk. But you should also be proud, right? Because most people out there cannot say that they're risk takers. It's proud to be. You should be proud to be a risk taker, and being able to, you know, and tell yourself that you're taking risks, that's already a step forward. Most people don't take risks, and they're too scared to, and that's how you lose out. You never gain by taking no risk. So just know that you're a stock trader. You really are. You guys are stock traders. You are trading stocks on the world's largest exchanges, and not many people can say that. How many people, you know, when you go to Thanksgiving dinners, you have your Christmas get-togethers, how many of your family members trade stocks? How many of them would like to trade stocks? Or how many of them are going to say, oh, well, that's too scary. That's like gambling. I heard a lot of people lose money. I know nothing about stocks. And it's because it's a scary concept to learn. People push it in your head that it's very hard to do. It looks scary as shit, right? It looks scary as hell because you're looking at someone doing it and they have all these charts, right? You got these charts, they have these lines, there's a bunch of numbers. It looks like they're doing a bunch of algebra and friggin' it's like goddamn quantum physics, but it's really not, okay? It's really patterns, right? If you ever grew up as a kid and played those little blocks and they went in the pattern, that's all it is. It's just patterns and controlling your emotion. That's what it comes down to. And for you to be able to say that you're trading stocks on the major exchanges, that's something to be proud of, because like I said, you will go to your family get-togethers, you will go out to the bar with some of your friends, and none of them in their life have traded a stock. Maybe they have a retirement fund, but $10, $100, I will gamble $100 on your friend that he doesn't even know what the hell is inside of his retirement fund because he gave his money to somebody else to do away with it, whatever they want, and said, these are the funds that go into. And that's fine because those people have experience. But for him to not even know where his money's going for his retirement, that's just foolish. He should at least know what kind of funds IRAs, what kind of bonds, ETFs, or stocks that financial advisor has put his money into. If he doesn't know that, that's just foolish, right? So, you know, a lot of people don't know about the market. And for you guys to at least, and myself included, to at least hop in the ring and take a stab at it, that's more than anybody can say. And you should be proud of yourself for that, right? Whether or not you're losing or winning, you know, the next dude next to you doesn't even know what the hell a candlestick is. He doesn't even know what bid is. He doesn't know what ask is. He doesn't know what TD Ameritrade is. He doesn't know what Thinkorswim is. He doesn't know what time the pre-market starts. He doesn't know what time the bell rings. He doesn't know what power hour means. So just by that, think about how much you already know, right? And it's just a process. You just keep learning every single day, every single minute, and you'll get there. You know, I'm not there 100%, right? I am not there 100%, and you never will be, right? You could read every single stock trading book on the market, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, you know, Andrew Aziz, How to Day Trade, Ross Cameron, you know, How to Day Trade, right? And they're all great books, but they all really come down to that person solely and what they have learned, and they put it all in there for you guys to develop a plan for yourself. You will never be the best, but you can be the best of yourself, right? You'll never be better than the next guy next to you in the market, but you will be the best of yourself. And that's really all you can be, right? I tell myself every day that I'm going to be the world's best day trader in the world, right? Will I be? Probably not, because there's different strategies of day trading. But when it comes down to myself, I'm going to be the best trader I can possibly be, right? And I tell myself that every day. So don't worry if you lose, right? You have tomorrow. The stock market is going nowhere. The stock market is a mass market of making millions and millions of dollars. The government makes money. People make money. It's going nowhere anytime soon, right? So if you lose today, you have tomorrow. If you don't trade today, you have next year, right? If something happens, you break your leg, you crash your car, well, that's unfortunate, and I'm sorry if that happened to you, but you still have next year, and you just got to recoup, right? So enough of my spiel. I will see you guys tomorrow, all right? So you guys rock and roll. Power Hour, keep an eye on, for Power Hour, keep an eye on whatever the hell I said. I think I said ECYT. Yeah, keep an eye on that one. That one should be a good play for tomorrow, so definitely keep an eye on that, all right? I will see you tomorrow morning, guys.